a brofist to you all! Welcome to the end of the week. Sweet Moses, Jesus, what a week it has been again. Every single week has something in it, and this time is no different whatsoever. And I am so happy to see many of you here to bring some levity to this week and enjoy just kicking back and having some silliness to see it out, eh? To see it out. Some nice... nice, relaxing, silly things that people do that aren't malicious and horrible and all that kind of good stuff, which is great. Like I say, so a lot of discussion in the chat as we got started here. This is the first stream we're doing after the revelation of the lawsuit against Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, in the World of Warcraft section of Twitch. We're obviously not playing World of Warcraft, but we generally do host drama time over there. I'm concerned about whether or not they should continue to play the game. Now, as I said, if you haven't seen, did do a sort of immediate sort of discussion on this. You may have seen it on our channel, you may have seen it on live stream, you may have seen it on Asmon's channel, because it's been floating around everywhere. That is going to be a personal choice to you, and people feel very, very strongly about it either way. Personally, I don't like, and I'll say this here, I don't like burning down the city when there's rats. I think the rats need to go. That's my personal take on it. The rats need to go. Nearly everybody I directly work with at Blizzard is a woman. Interestingly enough, and seemingly love their job. Always very nice, very happy. And I'm not a fan of burning everything to the ground in a scorched earth style. It's the rats that are the problem, and the rats need to be fucking dealt with and sorted out. The same as when these kind of events happen all over the place, such as the movie industry, such as sports industry, all those kinds of things. We might have some small Fs. There was a little bit of an internet disruption earlier on, but it looks fine now. These kind of things, these rats, and I will refer to them as rats, exist all over the place in the gaming industry as a whole, not just Activision Blizzard, not just in the movie industry, in the entertainment industry, in every single industry you will encounter. So, with that being said, make your own choice, up to you. That's how you personally feel about it. I know many of our viewers have decided to stop playing World of Warcraft. Absolutely acceptable. Many of our viewers have not, because they feel like it's going to hurt other people. Which it will, and that's fine as well. That's all good, okay? The actions, I said yesterday on Twitter, the actions of a few can affect many, many more, which is why we've seen a lot of responses to content creators and things who just cannot afford to simply quit their job because of somebody on the other side of the planet deciding to be a complete fucktard, right? That's not realistic. It's just not reasonable in any way, shape, or form. It takes time to pivot away if you want to move away from World of Warcraft. That takes time, takes moments. What are we doing about it? Because Chris was kind of interested that we make some sort of statement on this. Right now, of course, we're not going to do anything with Blizzard directly at all until we find out what the fuck is going on and what the fuck they're going to do about it. Absolutely goddamn not. Whether we will continue to cover World of Warcraft is a different matter and much more complicated, but we are not ruling out not covering World of Warcraft. We're absolutely not ruling that out right now. It's simply a case of we need to see what they're going to do. What are the changes? What are you going to do? After the method incidents, which you, of course, remember happening, I had a very long personal talk with Sko, off-stream, off-camera, one-to-one with him, where we went through these things. What are you going to do about this? What is the changes you're making? How are you going to ensure this doesn't happen again? The same thing I did long-term with the people of Echo. It's like, were you even involved? Did you know about it? And we kind of sat down for many, many hours to go through these things. And ultimately, you have to decide on your own. You have to decide on your own without somebody lambasting you, which is very unfair. Very, very unfair. I've seen a lot of horrendous things in private messages today from people who were streaming World of Warcraft, who are getting constant streams of abuse, despite the fact they have absolutely nothing to do with it, but people disagree with what they're doing. It's going to be a rough time. It's going to be a rough time. That's all I can say. It's going to be a rough time for a lot of people to make their own personal decisions and what they're comfortable with, and I leave that to you. I can't tell you what to do, and I refuse to tell you what to do. What I'm going to do, I don't know either. I have no idea what we're going to do. We will see. We will see. As of right now, we're enjoying Bioshock. We're enjoying Bioshock because we can do that. So that is the situation, and I just want to kind of put there is like, there are going to be a lot of people attacking people, certainly in places like Twitch, because you're accessible. You're an accessible person. That's why content creators tend to get a lot of shit during this time, because the amount of effort required to lash out at somebody involves logging into Twitch and clicking on their channel, and you can immediately start lashing out at them, similar to other people in games. So it's one of those things that we do deal with, and we will continue to no doubt deal with for a while. And we'll see what's going on. All right. So that is the way it's going to be. It's simple as that. Yeah, if you're unsubbed, fine. Nobody's got an issue with that. At least, definitely not me anyway. No one's got an issue with that. But that's not why we're here today, ladies and gentlemen. That is not why we're here today. We're here to have some levity. We're here to have a bit of a smile on a Friday. In amongst of all these things that bother us on a day-to-day basis, be it this or something else, Drama Time is a respite from that, where we can generally look at whatever the game is and deal with the silliness that is people playing video games in general. That is what we could deal with, and that is what we're going to deal with right now, because we're going to look at feral druids and their problems. Because we know those feral druids cause themselves all those issues. And already the attacks begin on the feral druids. Already we're here for it. Feral problems, indeed. Feral problems. Well, let's see where this takes us. All right, we need 2 guild names, guys. I have mentioned feral druids, so have at it while I put our wonderful website supporters in here. And Kendall. Hello, Kendall. All right, so we got Kane, Conrad, Till, and Kendall. All right. The flailing kitty cats. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That sounds terrible. Kitties unite. They don't both need to be feral related. The Meowsters. Oh, my God. The kennel. Oh, I like that, Jack. I like that very much. I do. I like that very, very much. I like the kennel. Send the ferals to the kennel. Let's see how they get on. All right, let's have some fun, guys. Hello, Bex, Preach, and the whole team behind Preach Gaming. Also, greetings to viewers and listeners from all those platforms. I am a long-time fan from Slovakia. Ahoy, Slovakia. Drama Time is easily one of the best World of Warcraft contents on YouTube for me, and I look forward to every single episode. Well, we appreciate it. Appreciate it too, my friend. Appreciate it too. And yeah, if you do want to send a story in, dramatime@preachgaming.com, or you can go to preachgaming.com and you'll see a little submit button, as well as every drama story we've ever done, all labeled out. Once upon a time, let's go back all that way to 8.3. 8.3. I was doing the wonderful and creative Nazothasol in the Egypt zone. Did you just call Oldham the Egypt zone? I mean, you're not wrong. But I don't like that. The Egypt zone? I mean, that's just lazy, right? That's just lazy. Listen, and while I was doing so, I was just listening to some Drama Time stories. I thought to myself, I should contribute with the story of my own. I knew immediately the story that I should send. Even though it's not my proudest wow moment. Guilty's at the ready, friends. But my friends love the story. They bring it up from time to time to remind me of my own personal stupidity. This story takes place during Wrath of the Lich King days when I was playing a feral DPS druid. And the current patch was called The Secrets of Ulduar. Some context here, for any of you who don't know. This was about the peak of feral performance. They were overpowered as all hell. They were easily the strongest DPS in World of Warcraft, which afforded them 1 raid spot. I'm sorry, ferals, you know your history. It's not the best. It's not the best. So they were clearly far and away of everybody else in terms of damage dealing, and that afforded them a singular raid spot for most guilds. So that's kind of what it takes. Obviously, Ulduar was the best raid ever created. And if my memory serves me right, you played feral DPS at that time. I did. Yes, I was a feral druid. But I might be mistaken. You are correct. I was a feral druid for the majority. I was Moonkin at the end of Ulduar. But I did most of Ulduar as feral. The story does not require your chat's decision. You're ousted. Whether I am guilty or not. I know I am guilty. I am utterly guilty. I am guilty AF. I am sending this story with hope that it will entertain you in your chat and probably result in some face palms towards me. So let us begin. Me and my 5 bestest friends hit level 80 after a few weeks of doing quests and dungeons all over the frozen wastes of Northrend. Right after that, we went straight to PvP, heroic dungeons, farming sweet, sweet emblems. Oh, those emblems that Blizzard hated for some reason. Nothing worse than guaranteed loot. Am I right, players? Garbage. Leveling our professions, doing dailies for gold, etc. We did not know anything about BIS lists. We tried to get our hands on anything to boost our gear score, so we could have the score required to join Nax Ramus and Obsidian Sanctum, and eventually the mighty Mysterious Ulduar itself. After a couple of days, our gear was improving, looking solid. After a couple of weeks, we got into a decent guild. And after a couple of months, playing all day, we were finally ready for our first adventure into the deeps of Ulduar. At the time, we were in a guild called the Kennel. It was a very good guild, in my opinion. We did 25-man hard modes on some bosses, even though we were still progressing on General Vezak's normal. You did the easy hard modes. But I don't mean to Okay, forget that. That was elitist. I apologize. Don't email me. That was elitist. But you did do the easy ones, right? Did. I was the only feral druid in the raid. I gave that sweet, sweet 5% crit chance buff. Innovate for the healers. Ferals don't have Innovate. And combat res, so there was always a spot for me. And on top of that, I was doing a lot of damage. I had so much sweet, sweet armor penetration gear. It was really a pleasant experience to be in the guild at the time. Until, of course, it wasn't. One raid night, it all changed. Oh, what boss? Okay. I'll give you a clue. I think, just looking ahead a little bit, the boss that kills this guild is the same boss that killed my guild during Wrath of the Lich King, before I joined Method. So this was the same boss that killed my guild. And if you've watched any of our 5 horrific moments, you will even remember the name of the person who eventually put the death nail into that guild. It is indeed Freya hard mode. Our raid leader / guild master, Kane, had a great idea that we should try 25-man Freya hard mode. Goku fan rises. His quote was, nay, a declaration. No Horde guild on our servers have defeated Freya hard mode. We could rise and be the first guild to overcome this challenge. In principle, this started as a good idea, right? We would make a name for ourselves. We would rise above all the molasses and horrors and be the cream at the top of the glass. So every raider was excited by this. In some ways, we would excel and become the best guild on the server. Of course, we didn't know why any guild hadn't killed it yet. We hadn't even tried doing Freya with 2 elders up, let alone 3. We had no idea exactly what we were getting into. We had only ever killed it on its own before this, but it was really easy. I can tell you that. Normal mode was very, very simple. But our morale, our confidence, through the roof. Everybody thought, of course we can do it. Freya's an easy boss. We even started betting on how many pulls it would take. We were so confident that we were going to just walk in and smash it. We were going to have a method-like approach. We were going to take long breaths. We're going to take the method approach, guys. After every pull, we had planned to take very long breaks. Jesus Christ. That's not the plan. Believe me, you've read it all wrong. That's not the plan. It's really not. We were planned to take very long breaks so we could talk strategy, draw up plans. We rewatched the videos to figure out where we went wrong. And to our... Oh, hold on. Okay, I don't know where this is going. To our surprise, it did not take long. It was less than 10 pulls. Okay. I don't know where this is going. Did not do it on hard mode? Oh, I'm so into this. There is no way you killed Freya 3 in less than 10 pulls. And without knowing what was happening. Okay, you've caught my attention, man. You've caught my attention. Apparently they killed it in less than 10 pulls. Bullshit. Maybe 10, man? No, it says 25, man. Okay. All right. Let's stick with it. We were probably really overgeared. But we were happy with the outcome. Nobody's killed it on your server, but you're overgeared for it? You can't really even be overgeared for Ulduar. If it's current content. TOC's not out yet. Okay. All right. Nerd screams followed as Freya fell to the ground, but I did not scream. I was holding my breath. Somebody looted her corpse and the cachet on the ground next to her, and Dreambinder dropped. Dreambinder fucking dropped. I couldn't believe my eyes. For those who don't know, and I guess not many people do, who would remember a staff from over 10 years ago anyway? I still remember my benediction. Anyway, Dreambinder is the best staff for feral druids in Ulduar. The staff had everything a feral player would ever want. Enormous AP in cat form, 2 gem slots, armor penetration, and stats that would increase your dick size IRL. As I said, everything a feral player could ever dream of existed on that staff. Imagine being excited about items. Saying that, I got 3 domination sockets. Pretty pog, right? You can bow down to me now. No problem. My guild was using a DKP system. But it didn't matter, right? I was the only feral druid. Oh, is it a hunter? Please say it's a hunter. Oh, I beg a hunter took it off you. But I was the only feral druid in the raid. Of course it's mine. Who else would take it? I don't remember how exactly we did the bidding for items, but I remember that we were whispering our DKP points to our raid leader. We did not see who else bid or how much they bid, to avoid causing arguments. I did not care. My first message I sent to Kane in the pink was all the points I have. I am leaving tonight with the Dreambinder. I thought to myself, we may never kill Freya again. This is my chance to claim this mighty weapon. I was as greedy as a goblin. After a couple of seconds, which felt like hours, Kane mumbles into his mic. Grats, Till. My eyes almost fell out of my sockets. A survival hunter outbid me. Praise be. Praise be that man. Okay. To be fair, hunters did use staffs back then. It's not survival as you know it today. Old survival did use these staffs. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. It is a hunter thing. It is. It totally is. It should still have gone to the feral druid, but, I mean, DKP. There you go. I was fucking furious. Furious. They could dual-wield swords, axes, daggers, fists, use two-handed axes, swords, polearms. There is no fucking way this is fair, bro. Sadly, I have to admit that I was more angry and sad. I was more angry about this than when my grandfather died, looking back at it. Oh, God. I did not say anything on voice, which was smart. But I thought I surely will explode from anger. I must have been red like a chili pepper, and steam was surely coming out of my ears. This is injustice, I thought. Great injustice. This is why they are huntards. After we killed Freya, everybody teleported out and the raid was over, patting each other on the back as they went. I was so angry I couldn't sleep. I just lay there thinking about it. I spent that evening flying around the Grizzly Hills, listening to the violin soundtrack of the zone and picking herbs, trying to calm myself down as to what had happened to me. The next day when I logged in, I did a few laps around Dalaran, while I was thinking of what should my next course of action be. All of a sudden, I received a message in the pink. It was Conrad. A blood elf hunter, and she was a big deal. He was a guild master of the best horde guild on the server, the Flailing Kitty Cats. She wrote to me, "Hey, I heard you're a good feral druid. We need a good feral druid. Would you like to try out over here?" Back then, it felt like Complexity Limit had whispered me to raid with them. Of course. Of course I will. Yes, I'm interested. He said, okay, we still have to go through the process. Please fill in the guild application on our website. Me and my officers will have a look at it, and if there's nothing weird in there that we don't know about, we'll reach out to you pretty quickly. I filled out that form ASAP. Fuck my old guild. They gave Dreambinder to a survival hunter. Fuck them. Fuck them. Leaving this guild and getting into a better one felt like victory, appeasement, true justice. In the application, they required some personal information about me, experience in World of Warcraft, alt information, photo or links to my talents, gear, status, raid time availability, me being me, I clicked I can raid all 7 days, no problem. I had school to attend and a girlfriend to spend time with, even though I couldn't make all 7 days. After I submitted the application, I hopped on voice with my best friends and I told them all about it. They were supportive about me leaving my guild, wished me the best. Meanwhile, I received one interesting comment on my application. It was from their current feral DPS, Kendall. He left a few comments to my talent build, which did not include survival instinct, saying I should use one talent point and get it for sure. It could prevent a wipe situation. I told him, I don't take defensive talents. I'm a DPS. Like a glass cannon. I have no Ah, man. You know, up until this point, I was kind of sympathetic towards our little kitty cat author. I had some sympathy. He's not wrong. I even said, I have no intentions of tanking mid-pull in bear form. Lol. Of course, in hindsight, he was absolutely correct. I should have put one talent point there for a 3-minute defensive CD. So worth it. Anyways, I knew at that moment that this Kendall was a smartass, and of course that made him my mortal enemy. And that we would probably battle for raid spots. A 25-man raid group has no room for 2 cats. Another message appeared in the pink. A whisper this time from Conrad. Okay, look, we're going to give you a shot. Leave your guild, and I'll invite you. Alright, we made it. This is happening. Without hesitation, I opened guild info, right-clicked my name, hover over the leave guild option. Before clicking on it, I said 3 words in guild chat. Thanks for the raids. And I left. The guild invitation appeared to join the flailing kitty cats. After that, I received the rank of trial. I signed up for next raid and waited to prove my prowess. Much later, I have learned that the words thanks for raids became a good meme in my previous guild. It's thanks for raids. I can't say it grammatically incorrect, okay? I'm trying. It's thanks for raids. Thanks for raids. Should be thanks for the raids, alright? Okay? Are you appeased now? Are you appeased? Thanks for raids, okay? And thanks for raids became a good meme in my previous guild. And every time someone left the raid or quit the guild, they also said it and quickly left. Everybody who's confirmed to be in the raid is there. Invites are done, including a few benched people. The raid roster includes me and Kendall. All I'm thinking about is to do more damage than their feral druid. Nothing else matters in the entire world than that. It's game time. Big boy pants are on. Laser focus. Rip debuffs ready. After Flame Leviathan, of course, comes Razor Scale. As you can remember, it takes time until all 4 harpoons activate, around 2 minutes. After 1 minute, Kendall tells me why I'm behind in damage. Why am I holding all my cooldowns? I simply reply, I'm waiting for the boss. 2 minutes pass, 4th harpoon is shot at Razor Scale, and the dragon is floored. I follow my rotation flawlessly. I even crit Ferocious Bite for 20k for the first time ever. The boss dies without ever going back up. I look at the recount squinting. I am in the 4th position of the DPS meter. And Kendall? Nowhere to be found. Motherfucker was scroll-worthy. Scroll-worthy. Where is he? 11th. Pog fucking champ. He says nothing to me. I don't say anything. But nothing needed to be said. Raid goes on. Roster changes, but I'm in on every single boss. Makes me feel good. I must be doing well. After we kill Araya, we head straight to the corridors of ingenuity. Conrad says we're going to re-kill Firefighter. Mimir on 25, hard mode. We start clearing trash and I start to sweat. I haven't done Firefighter on 25, man. I certainly haven't... Oh, I haven't done Mimmer on 25, man. Let alone Firefighter. I'd only done it on 10, man, and it's pretty brutal. And I start to get a little bit nervous as to exactly how I'm supposed to perform. After a couple of minutes, we're standing right next to that big, red, shiny button. I admit in voice chat that I've... Hey, guys, I've not done this in hard mode. I only saw Tank Spot's guide on it. If they could explain anything specific I need to do as Feral, then let me know. Conrad is the one who responds to me. Oh, don't worry. It's just the same as normal mode. You'll be fine. I knew that was a lie. So I didn't reply. And all I thought to myself is, I am screwed. Absolutely screwed beyond all recognition. Before I get to really ask any further questions, the big 10, 9, 8 appears on my screen. It's game time. Everybody except me is on some tiny spot next to the big red button. I'm looking at them in confusion as cats doing cat form. Next thing on voice chat is Conrad screaming, "Move, idiot! Move!" I panicked. Fire is everywhere around me, so I ran straight into the fire to reach the boss, but I become what you would know of. Thank you, Bex, for this. A floor inspector. Phase 1 of the boss is above 90% health. 24 members of the raid are doing their job, and I am just lying dead on the floor. Nobody says a word, but I know what they're thinking. What a clown. Okay, do we think they're thinking what a clown? Because I guarantee they're not. Or they shouldn't be. And why shouldn't they be? Our boy asked before they started to go over the fight. He asked the question. He asked the question. He voiced it very openly and very clearly, like, I don't know what's happening here. Can you go over it quickly? This is pre-stream days. It's not like he could have checked how the guild did the fight or anything. He vocalized it. He made it very clear. Nobody should be thinking any less of that dude. This awkward silence is actually killing me. I hate awkward silences, and I can't take it. So I did what no other reasonable... You didn't. The comms have become so silent that I did what no other reasonable person would do in this order. I disconnected from voice chat, I left the raid group, and I quit the guild, and then I pressed Alt F4. You fucking idiot. What the fuck? You know... Oh, you know, this isn't the first time I've heard of people doing this. Especially anybody who's very socially awkward. I'm not saying you are, but I've heard this a lot. Is if people... I've seen and heard a lot of people who die in like a Mythic Plus pug. You know, they built up... It takes some people like a week to build up the courage to join a pug in Mythic Plus, right? And we try and make that easier as much as we can on the channel, right? But then they make a mistake and they just fucking dip. Like, hardcore dip and get out of there. Because it's just... The embarrassment levels they feel about making some simple error. Yeah, anxiety can fuck you up, man. And that awkward silence obviously ruined his day. You've done it in Raid before? You've just dipped? Yeah, don't do that. Like we just said before I read this, it's actually separated by a page, so I didn't know this was coming. Like, you would have been totally fine. And I'm sure that, like, you're about to find out, you would have been totally fine. In hindsight, it was not the most mature thing I could have done. No, at that moment. Quickly after, I jumped on a Skype call with my friends and told them everything. As you can imagine, they were a combination of confused, shocked, and kind of laughing their asses off. After this whole ordeal, I was actually reluctant to ever log into the game again. I decided it would be for the best to take a break from World of Warcraft and spend more time progressing IRL and with my girlfriend. Is that the end of the story? You just stopped playing WoW because you died on Firefighter? No! No, really? Oh my god. I did come back to Azeroth, but that is a story for another time. Are you trolling me, bro? You literally hard quit because you died at one of the hardest bosses in all of Ulduar? Oh, my soul is on fire, dude. My soul is burning. Are you kidding me? Your friends didn't tell you to just go back and say something? What friends are these? Oh my. Oh, you off. Oh, that kills me. Oh my god. That's so sad. That's the saddest fucking thing in the world, man. You can't. Can you imagine if I quit the game if I died? I would never have made it out of Korthia. That would have been it. It would have been GG. On that day of Korthia, we died like 6 times. I can't remember why. We were doing something else at the time. But it was bad. Oh, those are bad friends, dude. Those are really bad friends. Those are bad friends. Oh my god. Oh, Zarathos. Yeah. This better be an embarrassing one for Zarathos. It absolutely has to be. Guilty. I mean, he's not guilty. It's just so silly. And painfully silly. That's the only problem there. He's not guilty. I don't think we can say guilty to that. Right? Gothfather. Okay. The Gothfather. Excellent. And Full Metal. More loot for friends. Oh my god. Friends don't let friends quit because you died. Especially in World of Warcraft. Holy crap. How would you get on in like a 17 death weekly no leavers? Alright. The Usurper. Fancy name, Bex. The Usurper and the Diver. Okay. That other dude was a douche. Yeah, I mean, there's douches everywhere. What are you going to do? There are douches all over the place. Of course he doesn't want to lose his raid spot, right? I mean, from that other guy's perspective, Conrad or whatever, who was being a douche, they've just recruited his replacement. Which is, I mean, has any of you guys ever had that happen? Where your replacement gets recruited? I've seen it happen to people. It's kind of rough. Because it usually happens when your raid leader doesn't want to have the conflict of kicking you. So they recruit your obvious... It's always those, like... What's the polite word here? Unique classes. You know, your Rat Paladins, your Feral Druids, your Windwalkers, you know, shit like that. I'm irreplaceable. Okay. Never happened to me. I'm irreplaceable. For sure. Alright, the Usurper and the Diver. I've had it in Johnson, not in WoW. Joys of being a heroic raider. I suppose so. If you've ever seen it happen, though, it's kind of rough. Alright. 2 guild names again, guys, but here's the requirements of these. We need guild 1 is a silly, casual, friendly guild name. And 2 is the edgy, serious guild. Okay, so we need 2 guild names. The casual guild and the god tier guild. That's what we want to see. Hard to replace shit. Oh my god. Hello Kitty Death Cult? That's kind of rough. The cunning stunts, okay. The fuzzy edges. Dark light, yeah, I mean, thank you. Thank you, Ravenous. I'm aware. I don't need to relive that nightmare. Alright, I'm going with Hello Kitty Butterflies. That sounds like a casual guild. And Immortal Murlocs. Ride the Shadows. I like that. Ride the Shadows. There we go. Alright, so we got Hello Kitty Butterflies and Ride the Shadows. Beautiful. Alright, where are we going in time? Let's go through time. Greetings, most esteemed preacher. Hello. And to the hymnal of truth that is your illustrious chat. Hymnal of Truth. How do you feel about that one? It's a pretty good description. I come to you bearing a tale. A tale that has been passed down since the dawn of time, or at least since the dawn of the creation of the guild I am now in. The story begins, as many do, with the creation of this guild. In the beginning. And I feel like I need to be on a mount. In the beginning. Which is a month or so into 8.2. There was disorder. Until Ford... Okay, we've got a description here. Oh, the guild master. Until Ford created Hello Kitty Butterflies. It took him 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. Together with him in this guild were, among others, the mighty Zarathos, the Spear, who would later become the Usurper, and the Gothfather, whom the ancients called the Liberator of the guild. Hello Kitty Butterflies was intended by Ford to be, at his description... a casual fun guild. Pass. Hard pass on that. And so it was to be. Pass. Hard pass on the casual fun guild. First they raided normal Eternal Palace, and then moved on to the enchanting lands of heroic Eternal Palace. Each week the guild grew larger, stronger, both in numbers and power, which was to Ford's delight. unknowing that it was the initial step towards his eventual demise. You invited everybody to your casual, fun little circus, didn't you? Like a kid's open barbecue in a park. As you and your omniscient chat already know, challenging raid encounters are a hell of a drug. And with each heroic boss slain, the urge for tougher bosses to slay grew within the players. Heroic Ashara. Remind me, was Heroic Ashara that bad? I can't really remember. Heroic Ashara was okay, right? Wasn't too bad. You didn't need like a maths degree in order to figure out Heroic Ashara or anything. Wasn't fun, yeah. I mean, line of sight boss, lol. But it was easily killable, right? It was bad to pug. Yeah, this is a guild though. A little rough early on. Okay. Same as most heroic end bosses, I suppose. At this point, we are maybe 2 months into 8.2. And the Hello Kitty Butterflies now consists of a fairly, if I do say so myself, capable squad of players. Many of which are former cutting-edge level players that have found themselves returning to World of Warcraft after breaks of different lengths, and so this is where I, the author of this tale, joined the guild. The now decently formidable roster made Zarathos and Gothfather wonder. We've recruited many strong, muscular players. Could we go even further? Do we dare? Zarathos and Gothfather had been cutting-edge players themselves, and the beaming potential of the current raid team had them itching. The urge for glory. The urge to become mythic. Almighty Ford, what do you think of becoming a mythic raiding guild after Heroic Ashara is felled? They asked one fateful evening. Fuck no, we're a casual guild, responded Ford. And thus his word was scribed into the texts. Fuck no. A lengthy conversation followed, the contents of which are unclear to this very day, but one thing is for certain. Ford decided to step down as guildmaster and made Zarathos the guild leader. Oh my, no, Ford! You were the chosen one, dude! Don't let the tryhards take over! He felt that leaving at that would have been too graceful. You have usurped me, Zarathos, and you, Gothfather, have been blowing smoketh up his arse, he exclaimed before he vanished on the eastern wind, never to be heard from again. Or so we thought. The guild needed a more serious name. No mythic guild could be taken seriously as the Hello Kitty Butterflies. Bald, Fat, and Ugly would like to have a word with you, honestly. I also like that they wanted to change the guild name to sound more respectable, because that's a big difference in performance. Guild name is 95% of your performance. That's just a fact. The other 5% being a matching transmog across players. On the fateful day, the guild was renamed to Ride the Shadows. And reinvigorated by the newfound ambition among the leadership of this new guild. The raid team quickly progressed through Mythic Eternal Palace until they came to their first wall. Oh, easy pick. Go on. Easy pick. What's the first? What? They had an easy time. We'll go Mythic, they said. It'd be easy, they said. Our players are good, they said. Until... Come on, Eternal Palace. Lady Ashvane, the first real Mythic boss. Ah, shit. You managed to down the Blackwater Behemoth, did you? Shavara, did you? And that fucking useless bag of wank in the middle of the pool, whatever that thing was called. Lady Ashvane. After 2 raid nights of miserable demise at the hands of this Goliath, it was declared the only reason we were not crushing Ashvane into the floor as so many other guilds had already done. Gear. We lack the gear. We had players who didn't have coral and mages without fonts. Oh god, font. Do you remember font? So an optional heroic raid is to be declared. Players who did not need gear were encouraged to join on alts in order to fill up the raid and potentially trade loot. And this is where our boy Full Metal enters the picture. Of course. Full Metal was a rogue. I knew this was going in the loot direction. Enter a rogue. Full Metal was a rogue. That had been in the guild since its inception, where he joined with one of his real-life friends. Yeah, do you want a loot drama? Just invite the rogues. As you might remember, there is a boss in Eternal Palace that drops a one-handed axe. A one-handed axe that is craved by everyone of that yellow class colour. It has a pretty decent damage proc. Diver's Folly. Alright. True story for you right now. My guild boosted, especially during Eternal Palace. We had a guy who in total paid our guild 14 million gold for Diver's Folly Mythic. I think it's about 14 or 15 million gold for Diver's Folly Mythic. And the reason is, eventually, I think at some point, they gave it him for free. I think, because you pay for the run, and you reserve Diver's Folly. Well, if it doesn't drop, that doesn't mean you don't pay for the run. You're still there. We still boosted you. That's the rules of boosting. So you can pay to come in and get the Diver's Folly. If it drops, it's yours, and we'll trade it to you, right? So we'd stack the raid with people who could trade it to him. It just didn't drop. There's nothing we could do about it for weeks. But he then paid again the next week, and paid again, and paid again, and paid again. And I think eventually Loz said he could have it for free, or something like that, until he got it. Because he'd paid, at some point, it was like 14 million gold he'd give us for Diver's Folly. And we were like, just come in. We'll when it drops, you can have it. It dropped from everyone's favourite boss, of course, the Blackwater Behemoth. And it is at this boss, during the optional heroic run, that the next part of my story takes place. Before pulling the boss, Full Metal made it very clear to everyone who can, should change their loot spec to be able to get Diver's Folly if possible, since it was the only reason he was even helping out with this raid. The boss died a few minutes later, and a gleeful screech was heard on the Discord. Yes! Oh, baby! It's there! Oh my god! All in one long, continuous breath. Literally everyone else covered their ears with their hands to not go deaf from the screech. But just as abruptly as the screaming started, a second voice was heard. Can't trade it, mate. My other shit's low level, innit? It was one of the alts that had it drop. One of the low-geared, low-level alts. I like that you guys brought alts to trade who couldn't trade. Brava. Brava! Split rating done wrong. Brava! Magnifico! Magnifico! Can any alts join to trade items? Yeah. Can you trade? No. Oh, I'm just here to gear my alt, actually. Sheer silence ensued, of course. In reality, it was probably just a few seconds, but they felt like an eternity before the group started its normal banter and joking, as everyone was like, well, I mean, you know, what can you do? You can't trade it, you can't trade it. I started moving on to the next boss. Not Full Metal, though. Not over for him. An officer received a message in the pink, and as you can imagine, the only key that was continuously pressed on that keyboard was caps lock. Why in the living fuck are we bringing rogue alts to the raid? Can't trade weapons to mains. 85 question marks. Personal loot, bro. The officer responded. Full Metal, dissatisfied with this answer, made a new attempt to maybe reword his question in a way that may seem more appropriate. This time to a different officer, though. And then another, and another. But none of them could ease the pain that was clearly shredding Full Metal's heart in twain. All they could say was, we needed people, bro. Or we couldn't even raid if they didn't come. It's personal loot. It's not like he scammed you out of the item. You can trade other stuff. Do you need shoulders? Do you need shoulders, bro? You need shoulders? No, I don't need shoulders, okay? I need the Diver's Folly. You see what I'm saying? I don't need the shoulders and the boots or anything like that. I need that. That over there. That's what I need. None of it mattered to Full Metal. Now there was only one thing left to do. He piped up into raid chat. it's really sad that we became a hardcore mythic guild. And our incompetent officers and raid leadership bring people to a trade run who can't trade, right? At this point, I feel encouraged as the author of this tale to tell you that Full Metal already had a mythic Diver's Folly. Oh, plot twist, he's already got one. Does need two, though. He's a rogue, man. He's a rogue. Okay? Alright? He's not a Lannister, but he's one hand. He needs two. Okay? And he was the only person to need one in the entire Mythic Raid team, guaranteeing that the next one to drop would be his. And as you all know, even my grandma can kill the Blackwater Behemoth on Mythic. After his little outburst in the raid chat, nobody responded. Discord grew quiet for a few seconds, then someone said something funny and the banter continued. Full Metal didn't leave the raid or the guild, neither did his friend. They didn't speak, of course, for the remainder of the evening. Maybe they would still have been in the guild if not for what happened when we killed Heroic Ashvane that very same night. Oh, it's the coral, isn't it? It's the fucking coral. Of course it is. No one can trade coral, can they? Oh my god. Honestly, for the bottom of my heart, your officers kind of fucked this up. Right? Big, you know, right, the Diver's Folly thing, okay, I could kind of like be, oh, we needed some people. But before you get to Ashvane, after that outburst, you probably check, can everybody trade coral? Because it's kind of why we're here, is to trade loot to the mains. Or did you only care about the one trinket for the mages? It was a big deal, that stupid fucking mage trinket, but still. Before the boss was pulled... Oh god, it gets even worse. Before the boss was pulled, a raid warning was given out to ensure that everybody swapped to a loot spec that could get Ashvane's Razor Coral. No, that's the wrong message, officers. That's not what you do. You don't just tell everybody to loot it. That's not how it works. That's not how trading goes. You dumb bastards. You can't just tell everybody to trade it. And as the purpose would have it, Full Metal's friend, an elemental shaman, got one. Oh no. Oh, I can't believe this. He was asked by the officers to trade it to the warrior who still needed his razor coil. But he just stood there, motionless. Not a word in Discord or a response in the chat. Then he went offline. And guess who piped up to defend him? Our boy Full Metal. He's lagging. Shame that. Alright, okay. Let's move on then, said the raid leader. About 10 minutes later, drama happens. Full Metal's friend is actually online. On one of his alts, Gothfather said. Weird, raid leader said. Hang on, I'll give him a whisper, see what's going on. The group continued to the Queen's Court while the raid leader handled the business. The elemental shaman came back online and traded the coral to the warrior. This was the first time we had ever heard this player speak on comms. Okay, that is always a weird day if you've been playing with someone for like 2 years and you're just pretty sure they haven't got a mic and then they speak. I've had it happen once in my life and it was super weird. This is my Eastern European accent. I apologize. I think it's very bad that you guys don't have DKP. He said in an Eastern European accent which none of us recognized. We were there in shock. A lot of laughs were had at that moment. Joking about the DKP. The shaman of Full Metal weren't laughing though. Once the Shara died and the raid night over, Full Metal and his friend, of course, as unsurprisingly, quit the guild. The raid leader explained to the rest of the group that they had planned to pretend the shaman could not come back online and then trade the coral to Full Metal after the raid. But they had realized that Full Metal already had heroic coral, so he couldn't have used it anyway. And therefore, struck a deal with the raid leader after they had made their ultimatum. Oh, God. Okay. This is what these guys did. All right? I'm gonna reenact this scenario with you. I'll be Full Metal over here, and I'll be the Ellie Shaman over here. I can't believe they fucked me on the Divers Coral. I can't believe they fucked me. Dude. Razor Coil just dropped. Why don't we fuck them back? I'll DC now, and then I'll give you the Razor Coil later. Yeah. Do that. Nice one. Mate, I've already got Razor Coil. Or I can't even really use it. Oh, fuck. Raid Leader's spotted me. What are we going to do? I don't know, he's whispering me now. Hang on, I'll tell him I'll make a deal with him. Yeah, so we think it's pretty shit that you fucked us over on the Diver's Folly. So I'll tell you what. We're going to keep this Razor Coil. But you can't even use it. Yeah. Tell you what then. Alright, I'll give it you back. But don't tell anybody we tried to rob the guild, right? We like the guild. You just fucked us over a bit. So don't tell anybody and I'll just log on and I'll just give it back. Okay then. Yeah, so they were trying to fuck us all over. Then we got the Razor Coil now, right? We got the Razor Coil? Yeah, okay. Good shit. He didn't know why they tried to do criminal masterminds at work. He didn't know why they even tried to do this. Maybe they felt embarrassed after he revealed what had happened. Or perhaps they were going to find another mythic raiding guild that still used DKP. So they could play around with that. With DKP starting from 0. And that is where this tale comes to an end. I'll tell you now, though. The Ride the Shadows is still going strong. We got 7 out of 8 Mythic in Eternal Palace and Cutting Edge in Nylothra and Castle Nathria. It's by far the most fun I've had playing WoW since I started as 14 years old in Vanilla. Sure, I've not played every patch or even every expansion, but whether it be the opening of the Gates of Anchorage, progressing the 4 Horsemen in Naxxramas Vanilla, defeating Kael'thas in the Eye, or slaying old gods, the game is enjoyed with people. It is, as always. Always is. And those are the ones that make it better. They do. They do. Bex, I've got like 8 minutes. What do you recommend? I don't want to leave anybody short-handed. What do you recommend for a quickie? It came out wrong. Sorry, Bex. You know what I mean. Let's do love in Final Fantasy XIV. Let's do that one. Let's do that. Let's have some love in Final Fantasy XIV. Love! Oh, stupidity you recommend? Stupidity. Are you calling me stupid? Hard to say. Scrolling. Okay, stupidity. Got it. Alright, let's go with stupidity. I don't want to overrun too much tonight because I'm taking my wife on date night, guys. Hello! You hyped for me? Should be. Woden! Hey! Wonderful. Good. Hey. Pog. I know, I can go outside. It's awesome, dude. Get it? Well, I've taken my kids. It's not a sex night. It's date night. We're going for a Chinese. Will you fucking calm down? What do you think? For a quickie? Do you think that's a date? Is that what you guys think a date is? You just have a 5-minute sex session and then you just go about doing other shit? Is that it? We're going out. Alright? We're going out. Going to a Chinese. We're going to have fun. The kids are coming. It's going to be good. Okay. Stupidity. Let's have some stupidity. Mike, I'm not this bad anymore. Okay. Your videos are amazing. Thank you. Oh, no problem. I've been playing World of Warcraft since the Burning Crusade when I was in my early 30s and off work due to an accident. My son saw that I was bored and told me, Mom, try this. All right. So your son gets mum into World of Warcraft. Okay. I made a gnome warlock. Little pigtails, big green eyes. He was the cutest thing in the universe. Gnome is the only alliance race that is worth playing. Confirmed. I went through the world in bliss, killing enemies, trying to figure out these things called quests. I had no add-ons, did no research, and had no clue this game was a big deal to some. I just loved the cute little warlock with my badass pet imp. I went through the world, climbing mountains, killing enemies that I bumped into. I wore my armor, and I mean wore my armor. I had never ever switched her out of starter gear. I didn't know that was even possible. RPG, you say? I would die a lot, but I had no clue about items, gear. But you must have picked some up. Did you think that stuff was just to sell? You probably did. I had no clue about items, gear, gaming at all, really. Professions meant nothing to me. I just had no clue, trust me. I met a priest out in my travels, a young man that was in the armed forces playing during his downtime called Woden. Oh, no. Imagine the first person you bump into outside is Woden. I was about level 50 to 60 when we met. He checked out my gear and burst into laughter. He said, I don't mean to sound like an arsehole, but why don't you even have a wand? Next thing I knew, he made me a wand and opened trade. I had no idea how to trade. He said, just click OK and the wand is yours. I clicked OK, but the wand had vanished. I asked him, where is the wand? Where did it go? I clicked OK, but where it go? Where one now? Woden told me to look in my bags. Bags? What are you talking about? Bags? I will add something very important to hear. I had never looted anything on my way to this level. I had quest rewards in my bags when I opened my bags and they were full. I had really small bags. He said, okay, just vendor what you have in your bags and then I'll give you some bags and then take the wand. I didn't know what vendoring was. Sounds pretty advanced. Sounds pretty advanced. Vendoring. Vendoring? Not on a Saturday night, let me tell you. Woden said, just follow me. It's fine. Woden brought me to this little town, up to a little dwarf. He said, talk to him and sell your items, and tell me when you're done. I sent the bag icon on him, but I tried to sell and nothing. I sent the bag icon on him. Oh, that means the right mouse when it changes to a bag. Yeah? The bag icon? Is that what she means? He asked, I told Woden, I think my game is glitched. I cannot sell items to him. He said, is there a window open? I had no idea. But I said, yes, sure. Woden told me to relog and he'd wait on me to come back again. I came back in, ready to sell all these wonderful things that I've been carrying for all this time. I eventually found out how to click on the dwarf and sell my things. Oh, were you left clicking him? Oh my god. Oh, my neck. Oh, it hurts. It hurts at the back of my brain. You know that bit like, it's in the middle but slightly towards the back. It makes your jaw go funny. Okay. Okay. I figured out how to click on the dwarf and sell my things. I sold it all to the point that my bags were empty. Oh, she sold the Hearthstone. 100% sold the Hearthstone. Woden traded me a gear, a wand, and bags and said, put all of this on. But how? How do I do this? Woden taught me about clicking on them in my bags. At least I knew they were where my bags were. Woden then told me if I find a big city, there's an auction house. You buy gear, mounts, enchants. It blew my mind that there were cities in this game. All I had found so far were little towns. But I didn't know what he meant with enchants and things. I didn't even know there were cities, of course. With that, Woden told me, alright, have fun and enjoy your adventure. And he left me. I sat there looking at my screen. I equipped all I could, then yelled at my son that I needed help. Oh, you poor kid. My son showed me bags and started to explain spells and then said, Mom, why have you only got 2 spells? I don't know. I had a pet, I told him, and that pet does fireballs. He started trying to grab the mouse and keyboard off me. So I told him that I'm having fun and to leave me alone. Get off. Get off. I like it the way it is. I like it how it is. Get off it. Okay? So as time went on, I met another little gnome mage called Pinny. He took me under his wing and showed me how to play, where to go. He told me about add-ons, and there was no way I was doing that kind of hacking on the game. That was way too much. I had reached level 70. You got to level 70 like this. Oh, I'm sure I've played with you in some pugs. And I was confused. What do I do now? The XP bar wasn't filling up anymore. Confused. My little mate friend Pinny said, come on, let's go and do a dungeon. Whoa, whoa. Slow down there, hoss. Yeah? Okay? I'm not some sort of professional athlete. Let's just pop the brakes. What's a dungeon? He took me in, and as you can imagine, I was terrible. I suck so bad, Pinny asked me why I don't do damage. I said, I don't know. I'm pressing Shadow Bolt. I can see the Shadow Bolt going from my character to the enemy. So, it worked when I was leveling. Maybe my Shadow Bolt needs repairing. I'll use my wand in case that's it. Be back in a minute, guys. Just need to repair my Mortal Strike. During the dungeon, I saw a Night Elf Druid. She was amazing. She was healing us, and all I wanted to do was be a druid so I could turn into a tree. So after I was done, I walked out and made myself a druid so I could be as amazing as her. I leveled, and this time around, I made dramatic improvements. I looted everything I killed. I started turning in quests like a boss. I'm not even lying. I started turning in quests like a boss. Yeah? I equipped everything I could this time. I leveled that character so fast compared to my Warlock. It took me just over a week. It was incredible. By the way, it might be worth mentioning, I had never picked one talent on my Warlock or the Druid, because nobody had told me about them. Not their fault. It pops up in the game. Do you not use your keyboard? Right? Do you not... There's icons that flash at the bottom. They're flashing all the time. And that's going, click me! Click me! Right? I learned about profession gear, spirit, int, spell power. No one had ever mentioned talents a single time. Not Woden, you piece of shit Woden, or Pinny. I had made it to level 70 twice without specking a character. But what did I see? A raid for Gruul's lair. And then I saw was a druid in the area and asked what I was. Oh, I whispered the druid. Sorry, it's in semi-broken English. And then I saw a druid in the area and asked what I should do. Healer, they said. You always get in as a healer. And so I told them that. I was now a healer, although I had no talents. This is where I met another friend, Richard. I still play with Richard to this day. He inspected me and said, quick question. Why do you have no talents, like, at all? I said, I haven't done anything talented with this character yet. Right. Okay. He laughed. He laughed. Instead of kicking me, he helped me. I later found out he was their healing officer, so he quickly told me how to talents, which ones to choose, and helped me make macros, key bindings. Richard said, go in here, heal the raid, and just don't let anybody die. If you can help it, just don't standing anything that's on the floor and you'll be fine. So I healed and said, holy shit, for someone who has never healed, and you're in all greens, you're doing well. I said, how do you know how well I'm even doing? Are you watching which spells I cast? I said, well, you know, we can see the healing meters. Sure, I guess, not knowing what that was. Richard said, okay, if you're decent enough like this and never healed before or used key bindings or add-ons, let's get you going. Let's get you better. We spent hours each day, him teaching me, taking me to stuff, and I got better and I learned so much. It was crazy. I became the healer. I became the healer. I healed every 10-man solo we did, and everything we did, I was the healer. The other druids quit being in groups with me because I had improved so much. I healed Icecrown Citadel runs solo, Uldum solo. Everything we did, I was the solo healer. And I had no idea this isn't what everyone did until I started to join pug raids on my priest alt. What is this? These bastards I raid with made me so... Oh, you didn't enjoy it. She's annoyed. Wait, you're making me solo heal and everybody else uses 2? What the hell, man? We cleared everything we walked in and cleared it all. The odd wipes, of course, but we went in and we killed. And went and got our big boy loots. Then when I discovered people used 2 healers, I was legitimately angry. I want someone to help me. They all said, well, we don't need a second healer. I assumed that all raids are 2 tanks, 1 healer, and the rest DPS. At this point, of course, I still did not have a damage meter or a healing meter. Then one day I asked my shaman friend, hey, how do I get these meters everyone's talking about? And he did. Then I linked them to my friend, asked him, what does this mean? He said, God, you're miles ahead of everybody else. You did good. Okay, I thought. I didn't know what that meant, but that sounded good. As I started to play more and more, I wanted to learn more and more. I loved healing. I loved WoW. I needed to know more. I played hours upon hours. The love of the game and the people, it was amazing and so much fun. Mists came out and I hated it. Piece of shit pandas. Oh my god. So I dropped out. I came back during Warlords of Draenor and all I had left was my one friend. Everyone was gone. I was so sad, so lost. I just kind of realmed hop since never finding my forever home again. I keep my hopes to this day that I'll find them. However, now I don't raid. I barely in heroics, let alone mythic. I wander around in the world. My once vibrant game full of bants and fun is just gone. I had a strange following of gnomes which creeped me out, and still to this day I won't play gnome or team up with them unless it's a... Oh god, are you the gnome licker? No, it's not. Oh. Oh! Oh, no. No, yeah, that was horrible. Oh. I hate gnomes. They all end up with a weird fixation on me, so I steer clear of them all. Oh, saved. That was horrible. Mike, I'm alone. The guild I'm in... This is supposed to be Levity Friday after this week. Mike, I'm alone. I joined a guild, but they do nothing. I'm alone for the most part, and I'm sad. Yet I sign on in Shadowlands and hopes one day I'll find that bond again. I love raiding, and I ran so many raid nights into Mist, then I just lost interest in it. Most of the players I played with have gone. I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, my husband died in October 2020, so I went back. I hope that I could find anyone just to take my mind off RL, but I haven't found anyone yet. I have 2 other friends I play with, but that doesn't make a raid team. And I want to play with older players, but most are just young and they drive me nuts. I miss being a gamer. I miss raiding. Oh, there is no amount of missing raiding that could possibly make me do LFR every week, LOL. I don't miss it that much. I do it when I'm brave, and I can handle that much stupid in one room. I've swapped over to Horde. Oh, you were Alliance. Oh, that explains why you couldn't find anybody. Oh, you're saved. It's all good. It's all good. I switched to the Horde in hopes, however, I just leveled one of everything, and have no one to play with. I have moved to full servers, but they're very toxic. There's a lot of toxic things that go on. So I'm at a loss. I want to keep going. I want to learn. I love people. I just want to be able to have the right place. I take care of my mother and raising my granddaughter. I keep busy, but I miss get away from every light and fan and raiding. Any suggestions would be amazing. Yes! Yes! It's actually surprisingly easy, although it seems very hard. Every single guild is an entirely different atmosphere. Apply to many. See how they respond. You know what your honestly, best advice I can give you right now, and it's the easiest thing to do in the world. Easiest thing to do in the world. Write down like 5 prospective guilds that you're kind of interested in, right? And if you're free to move realms, do more. And all you do, check their raid nights, check all that stuff, log into their Twitch streams. That's it. Just log into their Twitch streams. Most WoW guilds' Twitch streams have probably 2, 1 viewers, right? And literally just see how they play. That's the best way of saving yourself money, time spent, all those kinds of things. It's the easiest thing in the world you can do right now is to just pre-screen the environments. Because the pug world and stuff is a horrible place to be. Don't go there. You want to find yourself a group of players that you want to mix with. And it's the best advice I can give you right now. I did it when I was looking for a guild back before I joined Any Hungry, is I literally just tuned into guilds as they were raiding. Stick around for like 2 hours while you're playing the game. Just have their stream on the side. Find one with comms, hear what they're talking about, what their atmosphere is like, and see if it mixes with you. Because every guild has a different environment. All of them are very different. We talked about it a lot this week because Limit and Echo's environment is very different. And we did a little poll. Half our viewers would like to play in Limit's raid environment. The other half would like to play in Echo's raid environment. And it's a totally different personal thing. So that is the best advice I can give you right now, is you can quite literally log on, find that guild, just type in the guild name in the Twitch search bar. Although you couldn't install add-ons, I assume you can go to twitch.tv and search the guild name and find the place, all right? And update us on what you're doing. Alternatively, you could go to our Discord, the Preach Gaming Discord, and you can ask some people what's going on. There's lots of people around there. And we have a lot of older audience members who might be able to help you out. Yeah, like Stormy's already all over it. Are you EU or NA? I don't think it says. I don't think we had a mention, but Bex can certainly put you in touch. If you're EU, there's plenty of places we can recommend. Absolutely. Good end. Yeah, we saved it. I think we did well there. But that is the best advice I can give to you or anybody. It's so easy right now to pre-screen guilds and find out if you're going to have fun there. Okay, I'm going on date night. I need to have another shower. I'm going on date night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Let's having some smiles, having some giggles to end this week out. You're all amazing. You're all absolutely amazing. I might be around tomorrow for streaming, something like that. We've got a lot to do. 8 long years, Mike, and hopefully we'll see each other soon. For sure. For sure. Congratulations to Gingy, world first raider once again. Congratulations, Gingy, as we say goodbye. Would love to have been there. Although you didn't recognize me. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Put the brakes! Gingy, you didn't recognize me after I gave you an inspirational speech. Who was that, I think you said? Your raid leader asked me to come and just do a little chat with you guys, and you're like, who was that guy? Pretty toxic, dude. Pretty toxic, honestly, all things considered. So, just gotta leave it there. I'll see you on Monday at latest. All right? Have a good weekend, everybody. My family's just come home. I have to evacuate.